Hello and welcome. Let's talk about Exoborne. The playtest is live right now, or it has ended. It all depends on when this video will be uploaded, but Exoborne. It's a new extraction shooter on the market. Well, it'll come on the market this year. The playtests, well, let's start with the good stuff. Extraction, loot, PvP, PvE. You got storms, you got tornadoes, you got fire tornadoes, you got lightning strikes, you got fog, you got rain, you got sun. The weather is amazing. And the wind with a glide effect, with a glide feature. You know, you can run, jump up, and then execute your glide feature, ability, whatever you want to call it, and you fly up. That is amazing. Especially if you use your grappling hook. Yeah, you have a grappling hook, and then you shoot it, and right before the end, you press that glide, and you just fly forward. That is so cool, especially in a combat situation. The game got a lot of these awesome moments in combat. You have grenades, you have sticky grenades, you have smoke grenade, you have electric grenade, you have gas. There's so much to the game and abilities. And you got cloak, you got bombs coming down, you got minefield. It's just so much you can do, which I really like. And you got like 3 or 4 different exoskeleton rigs. One, when you run, you can take more damage, like a shield. And the other one is more like a hover effect. Think Anthem. And then you have one where you kill an enemy, you get health. If you kill an NPC, you get health. So that's cool. Even though almost everyone is using the heavy bear one, which is the one I mentioned. Where you run, you get a shield. And then you take more damage. But either way, weapons. You can't change the fire mode. Fire mode. Yeah. So you got a normal AR. You got an AR with single fire rate. And then you got a pistol. You got an SMG. Those are the standard ones. And you got shotgun, DMR. And you can put on scope and everything on it. If it's gray, you can't put anything on it. If you got a green one, you can put 1 attachment. Blue, 2 attachments. Purple, 3 attachments. And the way you get these, you can't upgrade the weapons, which would be sort of cool if you could. Upgrade the gray ones over to blue ones and etc. No. You gotta find them. You gotta earn them. At the start, at least. When you move up in mastery rank, mastery level as they call it, you can craft them. As far as I saw, maybe I didn't quite look at it the right way. I haven't checked that bit like a lot, so don't take my word for it, but it seems like the more you level up, the more you can craft. And yeah, there is crafting in the game, which is sort of nice. Doesn't work as expected, like not in a bad way, or that it doesn't work. I feel like the crafting is okay, and a lot of the stuff, like all extractions, you can buy, especially crafting materials, resources, not expensive. So you don't really need to go around the whole map looking for resources that you need for crafting. So that's good. But at the same time, you can if you want. So crafting is... I feel like that's maybe secondary or third to the game. You don't feel like you have to or want to. It's easy to just buy or find the stuff, you know. Yeah, crafting. I mostly craft, well, rigs with money. Instead of the materials. Yeah, you can do that too. It costs more, but hey, let's go. You can. And speaking of the map, it's a lot to do. I like it. You got areas on the map with robots. You got areas on the map with people. And you got areas on the map with even harder enemies / people. And you have specific objectives that you need to do. Like main objectives. When you do them, you move forward with a story. There is a story, and the further you go, the more cutscenes you get. Yeah, there's even cutscenes in the game, so that's kind of neat. A cool little feature to keep the story going, but to keep you interested and invested in the world. And you got an in-game currency, which you can earn to buy cosmetics. And I bet you, when the game releases, of course, you can use real life money. But the in-game currency is kind of nice. And like all extraction shooters, you jump in, find loot, try to extract. And the worse the weather is, the more expensive it is to extract. If there's no weather, it's free or around 1,000. And I feel like the TTK is perfect. Maybe it could be, but it all depends on what kind of armor you have. There's many. There's like 6 different armor types. You can take more damage with a shotgun. You can take more damage with an SMG. You can take more damage from fire, lightning, water. Yeah, there's a wetness feature in the game. When there's rain, the glider will just... You will just glide down because of the, the rain. It gets wet. And also, you get wet and you become slower, especially in water. Your rig gets wet and you become slower. And that also happens when it rains. It was kind of cool and neat feature. Just put on that armor, that rain armor, and be quick. But it doesn't hinder you that much. So I don't really see a reason for it. A lot of people are using the shotgun one, which I think is because people don't quite know what they're doing. But it is an extraction shooter, so if you die, you lose it all. And then you just have to go back in and try to find it. You got backpacks with perks. You can run faster, you can jump higher. There's a lot of perks. You can even put perks in your rig. Depends on the rarity. Green 1, blue 2, I don't think there's purple ones in the playtest, but I think it has a lot of potential. The performance is good, but I feel like for this sort of game with these graphics, it's not the best graphics. For me, the graphics is sort of maybe more like between alpha and a beta. It could definitely need a performance boost, so they need to hone in on that. I think it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, so you know how that works. And when you kill players, you can pick up the loot and extract with that. And you have, of course, different zones on the map that gives you better loot, which again, more money. And with more money, you can buy rarer stuff, which again means you can deal more damage. There are, of course, blue versions of assault rifles, SMGs, DMRs, all that. They have names, so they are a little more special. And they pack a punch. Like, there's a difference. You can definitely notice the difference in the damage. And if it has too much recoil, well, just put on an attachment that makes it more stable. And also, you don't have anything to upgrade. Like, you can't upgrade your base. So all the money is for you to buy and upgrade your gear. Which is kind of weird gameplay loop. I think in extractions, it's perfect when you can upgrade your base or upgrade something that can make you, craft better gear maybe. Buy better gear, something like that. It's all based on experience and not money. And I think when it comes to extractions, money should be top priority, and then XP and progression can come, further down. Because I think the money need to be the experience in extraction games. And the more experience you have, the better the gear you can have. There's also a trading part of the game. You can sell your stuff to real players or just the in-game market. But let's talk about the bad stuff. So far, the world seems kind of empty. There are enemies on certain points in the map, of course. It's not completely empty. On your way to an objective, there are enemies in between, even though it's not a special zone. At the same time, it does feel empty. Maybe it's because of the verticality, I don't know. But it feels a little empty, and I can't put my finger on it, but there is something with the game that doesn't quite get me in the same way as other extraction shooters, but it has something. I can't wait to jump back in. So it's definitely a good game, and it has a lot of potential. But for me, it's a third-person game, and a third-person extraction, it doesn't give you that same sense of high risk, high reward. You still got a high risk, but it doesn't feel as intense. Because in third person, you can still, see a little better around you. But at the same time, you don't feel like you in there. If you know what I mean. So that takes me a little, little off. But I don't know how we would work with the abilities, the gliding, if it wasn't in third person, but maybe like the gunplay should be in third person. You can aim in first person, but it's not the same. Like if you think PUBG, playing third person, you aim in. But I think it could be. I think the game would be better in first person. You could still use the glider and then you just go into third. When you land, you go into first. I think the game would be better if it was first person. Even the map would feel bigger and it would definitely feel more intense. So for me, a third person extraction is definitely not the way I feel. I feel extraction shooter should be first person. So that is one thing that maybe won't sell me in the long run. I like the game. I think it's great. It has huge potential. Right now, there's still some stuff they could improve upon. But it's hard to tell by a playtest, you know, because you don't get that close to finished product. So I wouldn't call this a review or anything, but it has potential. But third person, I think this would be better in first person. That's what I first thought when I heard about this game. So third person sort of turns me off. So in the long run, I don't know. But right now, I'm having a lot of fun. But I don't think this will keep me going in the long run if they don't have more to bring me in. You know, if it's just to get money to then upgrade your weapons or get better weapons, that's a gameplay loop that just can get a little stale. But it all depends on the loot. There's a lot of this. There's very limited loot now. There's not a lot you can get or buy. There's the same AR in blue and purple, and there's like one assault rifle. So I mean, guys, it needs more. It's the playtest. I can't really say how the game will be based on that, but I'm having fun and they need more to hook people in. The gameplay loop needs more. We need more to spend money on. We need more to upgrade. We need more. There's just something in the game that I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Maybe it's the camera view, third person view, but so far I'm having fun. So we'll see. The playtest is good. It's in such a good state that they could just release it in early access, but it needs more weapons before they do that, I think, unless they have plans like months ahead. So yeah, so far I'm having a lot of fun. I recommend it. It'll be free to play when the game releases this year. Probably it'll be on PlayStation and Xbox and PC. Crossplay, probably cross progression, I don't know, but the game is good. So I mean, if you have any questions that I like, there's probably a lot of stuff that I didn't quite get into this video. You know, I need to take a shit. So I mean, if you have any questions, do feel free to comment down below and ask me, and I'll try to answer it the best I can. Like the video and subscribe. There's a lot more coming. If you want to see me live, well, pick a platform. I'm everywhere. YouTube, Kick, Rumble, Twitch. Pick one. Okay? Pick one. The most important for me is that you're having fun. So just watch where you want to. So yeah, I play different kind of games, but loot games and extraction games, FPS, RPG, that's my go-to. I'll see ya in the live, in the next video, whatever. Have a good one.